Good evening, everyone. This is George DeLoache here, and it's the Camera Artist Guild Thursday Photo Critique. I'm coming to you live from Los Angeles, California, and I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. I know that it's really good here. It's a little bit on the hot side, but then it's a little bit hot all over the country, and at least we're dry. My heart goes out to you guys there in the center portion of the country that are getting all that rain. Usually we get very little rain this time of year. But I talked to my sister who's in Denver, and they got an awful lot of rain there. And boy, Kentucky, you definitely have been getting it. So my heart goes out to you, and my prayers go out to you that you will do well coming out of every disaster that you're in right now. It's unfortunate. Well, anyway, we've got a great broadcast this week. We've got some wonderful images to look at and to try to critique and get it going. All righty, there we go. First image coming up is Willie Demetrius Richardson. Great work, Willie. I really love it. Beautiful model, as always. Where you find these beautiful models, I have absolutely no idea at all. But you definitely do find them, and they're looking fabulous. I like using this incandescent light, this available, or incandescent hot light, what we would call. And it's acting as a rim light and throwing this light on the model there, which is a really cool technique. Now, I don't know quite how you got this illuminated. Maybe it was battery powered, but I don't see a wire. If you took the wire out and retouching, cool. But it's a nice touch. Make sure you get that support there on that far side of the ladder clamped down so that both of these arms come across straight, and that'll just add just a little bit of extra to it. But all in all, it is a very good image. You've got the model on the 1/3 composition line. You've got about the same amount of distance between the end of the ladder and the end of the tripod on the camera, and then the model stuck somewhere or placed somewhere in the 1/3 vertical and the 1/3 horizontal. So well done. Okay, Steve Perry. All right, Steve, how are you doing, man? I sure hope you're doing good. You're working a very close-up this time, black and white. I think you said you used 105 millimeter lens. I love the 105. I use it all the time in my portrait. And the only thing, well, not the only thing, but one thing I would consider. Now, this is not that you have to, but I would consider doing is increasing my depth of field for this closer shot as possible. See, now right now you're wide open at a very shallow depth of field, and what is happening is that the lips of the baby, the nose of the baby, and the back of the forehead, or the front portion, the forehead of the baby, is going kind of out of focus because of the very shallow depth of field. Now, you got your eyes sharp. That's where they got to be. It's perfect. And they're on the 1/3 compositional line. It's composed well. I love every bit about it, except for if you just increase the depth of field just a little bit, I think that it would just add, it'd pop. It just pop just a little bit more out of there. Now, you're using window light, and window light can be a challenge because you can't position it. It comes in from the side. You're trying to get a Rembrandt-y light out of it. And first of all, working with a baby, an infant, is very difficult anyway. So hats off to you for that. And the composition, like I said, is strong. Everything is strong. I am just a little bit concerned about the lighting ratio, that is the difference between the shadows and the highlights. In other words, you're starting to lose a little bit here, and because the shadows, the ratio between the diffuse values on the outside and the shadow values is a little high. So if you could bring in a small reflection, and see if you couldn't reflect a little bit of that window light back into the baby. But all in all, it's still an excellent photograph. You did a very good job. My congratulations. I'm just trying to help you spice it up just a little bit more. Okay, we have Scott. Scott is from Nigeria, and it's a beautiful Nigerian lady. And I love the outfit and the headdress. They're traditional. A couple of things. Number one, back off just a little bit. Leave yourself enough room on the left and the right side. You're using a full viewfinder and cropping in the full viewfinder. It'll be better if you backed off just a little bit and then cropped in Photoshop or another sort of a post-processing software. Now, you can, if you don't want to spring for the Photoshop or I think it's $9 a month. I'm not sure what it is in Nigeria, but if that is more than you want to be involved with, there are some free softwares that are available that will do rudimentary cropping and handle some of the post-production process. So look into those. And just like I said, just back off just a little bit and then pay attention to your background. If you pull the model off the background some, you would have a little depth of field working for you, and the background would be a little bit out of focus, which is fine, and I think would help. And you wouldn't have the shadow coming directly behind her like you are right now, showing her right up against the wall. And pay attention to these vertical lines in the wall, because so that they're not coming into the top of her head, outside of her headdress. Move her over just a little bit to camera left, and then the photograph will be just fine. So, and then if she's a little over camera left and the line is not coming right down into the top of her head, but down over here on the side, it makes retouching it, removing it much easier. Okay. Very good, Scott. Thank you very much. Keep putting them in. I understand you say you are living in Nigeria, but you have relatives in Canada. So just glad to have you, man. Tell some of your friends over there to come on over and join us. Keith Davis. Here we go again, Keith. Beautiful maternity type photograph. I love the synergy or the chemistry, I should say, between the man and the woman. It's really nice. Only thing I would do is I would maybe try to pull them off the background a little bit and leave yourself a little bit of distance between them and the background. That would give them a little more three-dimensional type of look to it. But all in all, it's a very interesting image and well posed, well lit, good stuff. Way to go. Okay, John Bauer. Okay, John. For an environmental, now this is an environmental, it is a candid taken as a function of some sort, whether it was a wedding reception, I have no idea. But you just caught the lady and her pose is perfect for what you're trying to show. Of course, she's got leg and dress and everything going for her, but you've got her legs on the 1/3 compositional line vertically, and then she transcends the composition itself, and her face ends up on the 1/3 compositional line off over here. Her expression on the face is wonderful. It kind of reminds me of the Marilyn Monroe shot when she had the wind blowing on the subway grate. Of course, it reminds me of that. But she looks very nice. Maybe you might take out this exit sign a little bit with the pass tool, and you could remove that so you wouldn't have this red glob up in the area. But all in all, for what it is, it's very well composed, and it's a good shot. Congratulations, John. I appreciate it.